All right, what's up, everybody? I'm Scott Smoking Silz. Welcome back to the channel. It's DJ's live streaming with my man Doc Rock coming to us from Honolulu, Hawaii. Boom! What's
Oh,
going on, Doc?
bruh, just just everything's popping. This week is the week. Uh, yeah, crazy stuff, man, crazy stuff. But it's good news for us and bad news for us. So I guess
Well,
we're
let's
gonna
go with the good
we're gonna
news
cover
first for a
both.
change. We've had
Um,
enough bad. We're going to go with the good news.
the good news is for all of the cats out there that are doing shows using Ecamm, it looks like we're going to get some feature updates pretty soon. It goes in beta starting October 1st, and then normally betas run 2-3 weeks, and then it goes like real. It just depends on how much changes or whatever need to be tightened up during the beta. We're using the current beta right now in order to have this guest feature working. So Scott and I will not be saying bad words about Skype. We don't have to anymore because this
We don't
works.
have to. It's built in.
It's completely works. Big shout out to Bishop Oliver is in to visit us today. How you doing? He's in the building. Let me just set that up right there. Boom, he's in there. So that's cool. And got some clarity this week on what's going on with Facebook and the music situation. Uh, Not necessarily good news for DJs, but it's
Definitely
understandable.
not.
It's completely understandable. But what I would tell people to do, honestly, is go live without your set and explain to your users where they need to go. Those could be like 5-10 minute. Hey, I just got a little update. There's some brand new tracks I just got. I want to break these out. I want to show you guys these new tracks, and I'm gonna do it Saturday. I'm gonna be on Twitch. My name is DJ Vinny Boombots. Visit me, on Twitch on Saturday at 7 p.m. Make sure you got at least 3 drinks in hand because we're gonna do shot contests. We're gonna have some birthdays, whatever. You could do that
Boom
every
box. I
day for
like that,
five,
Doc.
10 minutes, right? Um, you can steal from Diz and Mike, and you could be like, okay, today I'm gonna just give birthday shout outs to all of my fans with birthdays. So I want to send happy birthday going out to Megumi. I want to send another happy birthday going out to so and so and so. Don't forget, coming Saturday, we're gonna have that virtual party. So if you normally would have went to their birthday party, come to their party on Saturday. We're gonna be on Zoom. This is where we're at. Blah blah blah. Do it like that. Keep yourself out of trouble. Like, don't just sit there and rock sets on Facebook. It will get your account banned. It's just
Yeah,
not
you'll
worth
be gone.
it. And if you really play a player, then you can afford $15 to take your ass to Mixcloud.
And the traffic is at Facebook. Let's not kid ourselves, everybody. The traffic is there. You're just going to have to communicate with your audience and convince them to come and go join you somewhere else. And if they love you, which they do, yeah, you're going to miss a few of the lucky loos that just walk through the door for a couple seconds and see what you're doing. But the real listeners, the real audience will come join you. So,
Yeah.
don't risk your account.
Here's a good analogy to that, Sky. And I didn't think about this all of this time, but it just dawned on me recently. Um, so a little backstory: when Apple opened up retail, it came into fruition because of a couple of things. They actually had secret shoppers going to Computer City, which eventually became Circuit City, and and
Blast
yeah,
fast.
blast from the past. But they were sending like secret shoppers in, and the secret shopper would go in and say, "Hey, do you guys have USB cable for Mac?" And the salesperson be like, "Oh, we don't sell Mac USB cables." The U in USB stands for universal. That's what this was, right? So they found out that one of the reasons why they were having a hard time with sales at that time, you had Gateway and Dell and HP Compact, like a bunch of brands that don't even exist anymore other than HP and Dell. They were like the big heavy hitters at the time. There was another one called Northwest Computers and so they realized in order to get people that would sell their product properly, they had to have their own sort of like ID piece. The mall is that, right? Every place there's an Apple store, the mall is that ID piece. It's really just to remind you that the company is there. The majority of the sales do not come from walking into the store. To this very day, With 400 plus stores, the majority of their sales still come from going online, order your stuff, and move. So think of it Apple Store. You go on Facebook and you explain to folks what you do, you interact with your customers, you build that bond, you build that rapport, and you send them to where you won't get kicked off. Don't be victimized by Facebook. You can never really trust any of these services with your stuff anyway. Your stuff should belong to you. If you watched the episode where we had Vince on, he explained that. If you watched the episode with Lee Michaels on, he explained that. And if you watched the episode with E Smooth, he explained that. Put the stuff on your own property. Do your parties in Zoom. You can't mute it. It's not going to anywhere, right? And everybody can come in and you can interact with your guests better. Even Twitch. Right now, Twitch is safe. And not for long.
Not
Once
for long.
everybody gets off of Facebook, the music companies will go, boom, Twitch, we're coming for you. And then Twitch will be over. So
Yeah, exactly. And that's exactly what's going to happen, because even the gamers are aware of it, and they know it. And they don't want the DJ sets because they're afraid it's bringing attention to their streams. Because
you want to know what's funny, Scott? I think the number one reason why DJs are getting in trouble isn't actually because of us. Before we all migrated to these services, when clubs closed back in February and March, you had gamers that would play and just curate their playlist. I got a friend of mine who's a big time Twitcher, and I was like, why does anybody want to watch you play Animal Crossing? It's just, I mean, playing Animal Crossing is dumb enough, but watching you play it, like, I don't get it. And he goes, honestly, people just have it on in the background while they're studying because, I curate, good music. And I go, oh, so you robbed my DJ sets and say you curated it, And he goes, yeah, it's not mixed together, but yeah, I pick all of the songs that I would hear you play, and I think, oh, those are great. So I just make that, as on my list, and then I'll play that while I play Animal Crossing. And people basically say, oh, it's helping them study, or they're cleaning their house, or they're doing, whatever, right? So it kind of probably started from them because they were doing the most damage, I think. But when we all flooded, we just increased plucking at the scab. So then the music company's like, all right, we're done with this. Let me answer a question. Facebook user, the reason why it says Facebook user and not your name is because you didn't click the link that states allow us to see your name. But that's okay. I will answer your question as soon as I figure out why is it so zoomified. It's kind of crazy. I have my scroll wheel backwards at the moment, so it's driving me nuts. All right.
You're just so excited because you were on the actual Ecamm, like, breaking news for their new product today. And
I can explain that.
You couldn't wipe that smile off your face after they,
explain that.
And showed you this new technology, which we definitely have to talk about today and share. So
okay, so a Facebook user says, do you recommend getting Zoom Pro, and how should we go for that for our friends who don't want to get on Zoom? Oh, who want to get on the Zoom? All right, so let me check. This sounds like a James question because unfortunately I can't see right now because you have to give permission for the show to see that link. It's just a weird thing that Facebook does. It's quite irritating. I wish they would fix it, but let me see if I can find the link just so that I can paste it in, and then you can click it and make sure that you're getting the right place. That's like English is my second language. Basically, here's a cool thing about Zoom, and I wish I had a way to show you right now, but I don't have it set up. I guess I can set it up for one of the next shows and sort of give a demonstration on how to do it. But basically, with Ecamm running and Zoom running, you tell Zoom to act as a 2-screen setup, even if you only have one monitor. But I highly suggest have 2 monitors. It just makes life easier. Okay, so you have it set up there, and what you do is, so your main window that's in Ecamm would be you DJing, so to speak, that's what you're used to. But then if one of the guests comes on, say Scott, and it's like, hey, I want to send a happy birthday shout out, to my homies over at so and so and so, you can take Scott and you would pin Scott. You could pin any person in a Zoom in that big Brady Bunch window. You could pin a person or spotlight, they call it. So you spotlight or pin that person, and then you can have Ecamm set up to pick that person up and place them on this half of the screen, so it'll look just like we're doing right now. So that's one thing that's cool.
This, next week we got Max Myrick coming on.
Yeah.
And Max was the program director, probably involved in the biggest radio war here in Chicago. We've got him next week. He was going to be on this week, but we got a lot of breaking news because of the Ecamm situation and running late today, and then a lot of the other Facebook news. Let's set up the following week after Max is here. Let's just set one of these up and do it as a demo. Can we make that happen?
Do it as a Zoom thing, and you guys can be able to come in and call in, and we could bring guests on like that. And then I'll give you an opportunity to see how it runs. And so here's why it's great. There's a couple DJs I know that do this. One of my homies does it out of England, and he has the Zoom Pro, like the webinar version. Bro, I've seen him do virtual nightclub, 500 people in, all of these little windows, butts going crazy, people shaking, the windy things. It's like a full-on craze rave popping. And what's cool is he can highlight and bring in individual guests and have them come on. And so that's, not dissimilar from what we were doing at a club. It's just done in a safe space. So the advantage of doing your shows on your Zoom yourself is it could be completely private. You don't even have to broadcast it anywhere, right? You can just say through your email list, which I will preach to you until you hate me. You send to your email list. Say your email list is 2,500 people deep. He's like, hey, we're doing this Zoom. Only 500 people could get in because that's the only Zoom I can afford. Okay, I'm on a $50 plan. I got 500 people, period. Jump in. It costs $7. Or jump in. It costs $5. Or jump in. It costs $2. Imagine you do a Zoom party, $2 a head. You just made $1,000 for 2-3 hours of spinning by yourself. You can't get blocked. You can't get banned. You can't get whatever. And if you say, I can't afford the Zoom for 50 people, pre-sell the event, pimp.
Exactly.
Pre-sell the event. Give yourself some time. Like, hey, I got to make rent this month. I need freaking $3,000. Okay, you're going to do 3 sets, 3 weekends in a row. But that first week, all you do is try to sling tickets through all of your networks. And be like, bam, 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 bam. And maybe, just maybe, you have a restaurant that you would have normally DJ'd at, but they're closed. All they can do is takeout. You know what? Hey, tell you what, I'm going to do, mix our list, okay? I'm going to take, my email list is 2,000 folks strong. Your email list is 20,000 folks strong. We're going to mix our list. We're going to do a private party. I only have space for 100 heads, okay? I want to charge people $2, or you could just pay me $1,000. I'm going to run a 4-hour freaking workout party, and you tell everybody to come and grab your food and bring it back, and then we're going to do a collective, like, barbecue, because they went to Scott Smoking Barbecue, and everybody picked up a plate and came back to Zoom.
Yeah. It's a great idea. Absolutely great idea. Now, let's go a step further. Now, with the new Ecamm, with the software that you saw today, and being able to do like remotes from this, so you could have a remote producer, right? So now we could actually bring a few people into this to DJ with us. Am I correct?
Absolutely. So, and again, I can send this signal to Zoom, right?
One person could be running all the technical side and run all of the DJ and any interaction that you want to have. So you could set that up in Hawaii and do that while I DJ'd here, Doc.
And there's okay, like let's say there's a little lag. There is. Let's just put this on point.
Yeah.
But what you can do is do like, okay, I'm going to do 2 songs or 3 songs, and then you're going to use that energy to come up with your 2 or 3 songs, and we just have hard cuts. We don't got to get cute about it. We're adapting. Yeah. But it's almost like the battle.
But yeah.
Well, right now there's going to be lag because of internet connections, right? But if you remember, the Gladys battle was legit. So you just do it like that. We're going to do a DJ battle. It's completely jokey among friends, but we're going to go track for track. They don't have to necessarily blend. People still going to enjoy the music. And it's a good way. Okay, so people say, well, I don't have 2,500 people on my mailing list. Okay, pimp, you just started. You got 100 people on your mailing list. Scott got 100 people on his mailing list.
Hey, you can have 100 or you can have 1,000. Well, the 100 show up. That's better than the 1,000 and only 50 of them show up. So having a good list is what it's all about.
It's funny because I got to remember it's backwards. Listen to that, man. He got it. That is genius. So what I was saying, right, is basically what Scott said.
Something you agree with that you like?
Hey,
I mean, it's taken 3 months.
If I only have 100 and Scott has 100 and say Bishop Oliver has 100, Robert is good for another 200, we're going to have a 4-head DJ set. Now we got that 1,000 people, and yeah, we're going to charge everybody $2 to slide in. Just, Cash App it to a different thing. Hey, each one of us just made $250.
That's right.
So, like, if you knew and you just starting out, or your people don't want to cooperate or whatever, find somebody to work with. It's not just you. These nightclubs, they got big lists, but right now their list ain't doing nothing. So you ask them, hey, can you send this out on your list? And they'd be like, no, I don't want to sit on the list. Okay, next time you need a last-minute DJ for that party that you screwed up, don't call me.
Partner up with the promoter. Partner up with the promoter. Trust me, the promoter's got a list. Let the promoter do it and partner with them.
And you know what you can do right now? Find those influencers who got birthdays coming up and be like, hey, you want to do your virtual birthday party? I'm used to come to my spot all the time. I would see you in the club. I'm kind of hurting right now. But I want to do a DJ party, for your birthday. We're going to do it on my Zoom account. And we're going to ask for donations. Everybody try to chip in at least $2 or $3. I mean, okay, so I didn't do a party for myself. I just did it because Alzheimer's, situation is very important to me right now. Bruh, in a week and a half, I raised $880 for the Alzheimer's situation for my birthday just by asking.
That's awesome.
I didn't do anything. I didn't even play a single song. I said, hey, friends, you guys are my friends. And if you saw me in person, you would have bought me a drink for my birthday. Instead of buying me a drink, put a drink to the Alzheimer's thing so hopefully they can find a cure before I don't have my mama anymore, or you don't have, somebody in your family that has it. Okay, let me not cry. Hold on, I got to hold it in. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I was just like, hey, it might not get to help her, but if I can help somebody else because she's getting far down the pipe, let's get there, right? So, hey, everybody, instead of buying me a drink, chip in your little 5 bones, and let's get some cake over to the Alzheimer's Association, okay? 8's my lucky number. I just randomly picked $800, and more crazy, it ended up on $880. To me, that's energy, that's power.
Can somebody please send $8 now so you can get 3 8s?
That would be Chinese, because that's the lucky number in Chinese, 888. But like the power of just asking my friends, man, and thank you to everybody that came through and did it. Like, I love you, I appreciate you, I respect you so much, because that organization right now means the world to me, So again, fam, like, link up with somebody. So now I'm thinking, hey, I just flexed the power I didn't even realize I have just trying to be cute. So now what I want to do is call the Alzheimer's Association and be like, hey, let's do your Christmas party. We're going to do it on Zoom. I'm going to buy a Zoom webinar for that weekend. We're going to make it 1,000 people slot. And, it's $5 a head. Everybody come in. All proceeds you. I'm just going to play music, play games. And then they're the Alzheimer's Association. So they're big. Okay, now I could go to gas station, Shell, Chevron, whichever you got, right? Hey, Chevron, I'm doing this party for the Alzheimer's Association. We're expecting 1,000 heads, but we need some prizes to give away. Can you donate me, let's say, $500 gas cards? And they'll be like, 5? I got you, pimp. I'll give you 50. There'll be like 500s. The rest will be like $10 gas cards. But go ahead, knock these out. I like that. I have somebody in my family dealing with it. You don't know. So just reach out to those corporate sponsorships and build a party. Vince talked about it on his episode. Yeah. Just go back in our channel and look it up.
We're going to do this Zoom thing for you guys in 2 weeks. So mark your calendars, not next Wednesday, but the following Wednesday. So that's in October, right? Yeah. I don't have my calendar. I got to look at my calendar.
It'll be October.
So bear with me, but it's October, and it's going to be October 7th.
Robert said Robert is game. Wait, I'm trying to hold my phone away from the mic cord, Robert. You see, I'm keeping it over there.
Oh, you don't want to have the noise?
No, because he always catches me because I'm right-handed, left-handed, right? So I pick it up and then I go like this, and I'll sit it over, just habit. Like I put it down. I always do that.
You just buzzed your microphone. I don't know. Is mine buzzed the microphone? You hear anything?
It's my Evo 4. It has bad shielding.
Microphone.
Oh, that microphone, yo, you can run the Alien Invasion next to it. It won't pick up anything. That's that pro level
This
joint.
thing here, this thing is vintage, baby. It's vintage.
Okay, Lincoln said, first of all, Link, what's up, brother? I appreciate you being here. He said, talk to me last week. We'll sign up for Ecamm on the next live you do. I appreciate you guys. I love the idea, and I was able to run with the already idea of making them hooking up promoter. Oh, definitely. You know how hungry the promoters are around our way. Links in our neighborhood.
And they need the business too, guys. They've got nowhere to go with their shows. So believe me, they'd work with you.
Hey, you know what's funny?
They must be having something we don't know about.
Just to put this on Link, I'll give you an idea. Okay, first of all, the promoters I work with, you of course Lincoln knows, but I'm just saying for the rest of the people, the promoters I work with, they were all, young, hungry, hustling dudes. They were very, very hungry and hustle. When the nightclub thing ate it, it really sucked for them because they literally just opened up a brand new club and they're dying right now. You know what they did? They went and took all of their energy and they made a van delivery service to deliver food, accessories, and supplies to Kapuna. That means old people.
Thank you for clarifying that.
Well, yeah, because I'm sorry, I'm talking. Lincoln's from here, so I'm speaking to him in our language. But yeah, basically,
we get all the Hawaiian quotes, all the Asian quotes,
So all of the kids that used to be the promoters,
you don't know what talking about. So
all of the kids that used to be promoters at our club, they basically invented a little delivery service, and these guys are just basically running like noodles and toilet paper and like hand sanitizer, medicines, whatever, the old people who are sort of on their own or their kids don't live here because maybe the kids live in the mainland. Like they basically turn their swag into a delivery service. So that's again, awesome. You might not be able to do what you are used to doing, but you can do something. Just don't sit there and take nutsacks to the face. I mean, just like move out of the way and go do something else. And so I appreciate their hustle. And so that's why, when Lincoln and I were talking on the phone the other day, I was like, man, you got the idea, son. You got it in you. You just got to like rip the Band-Aid and just do something. Just try it. I'm throwing noodles at the wall to see if the spaghetti sticks. And if it sticks, I run with it.
There you go.
It's simple. Hence this show. Like I would have never thought of doing this show. Scott called me. I was in the grocery store, and then he said, "Let's do this show." And I was like, "Oh my God, it's Scott Silz! Oh my God!" My girlfriend's like, "This guy is fangirling. Who he's talking to?" I'm like, "You don't know? He's like one of the OG house DJs, and blah blah blah." And me and James used to bootleg his tapes. I mean, we used to get his tapes some kind of way, and we used to listen to them. And oh my God, I can't believe he called me. And now he called me every week, and I wish he stopped calling.
Yeah, now he's like, "Oh, it's only Scott calling. I'm not taking that call." So I got to give you some props back now, okay? Because Doc kind of started streaming about the same time. Well, you've been doing it longer, but I mean, you jumped on the Ecamm bandwagon around the same.
I was doing it with the headache software prior. I was on the Kill Your Brain Studio and Wirecast.
But for those of you who don't know, Doc is now the moderator for the beta, like this new group that they are doing. Well, the group exists, but they've got the new software that's coming out. We're on it today. We're fooling around. Am I correct? So
yes.
I saw the demo right before. I mean, they came on at noon. They were on for over 2 hours demoing this because I had my ref room show going before this. I do a referee podcast or live stream at noon on Wednesdays. And then I jumped on to watch the end of what these guys are doing because we thought the beta might be coming for this new upgrade to the software. And sure enough, they brought Doc in, and Doc is going to be a major part of that. And he's going to be producing some of the tutorials and working with people and making this happen. So not only has he practiced what he's preaching, he's actually making it happen. So I'm very excited for him for that. And so congratulations, my friend. Well deserved. You've helped a lot of people. When it comes to the podcast and the live stream business. And so I'm excited for you. And those guys are great, man. They're brilliant. The software that they've created, second to none. And they're nice guys, really talented. So I'm very happy for them. And I'm really excited. The beta comes out the first week. Supposed to be October 1st. I can't wait. It's a week away.
What's quite impressive to me, And I was just thinking about this the other day. I was like, Scott, you're a brave guy. First of all, you live in Chicago. Let's start there. No, I'm just teasing.
Where's my bravery? Brave or stupid?
I
Which is
I
it?
never in a million years want to be a referee because I have yelled at my share of referee, but hockey
Mhm.
referee is probably the second most dangerous. The only one worse than hockey referee would be UFC because you just catch an elbow. But like you got to
Yeah,
climb in
I
the
got
middle
my
of
leg
people
broken in half.
boxing, right?
Last year, I got my leg broken in half, man. I've got a 15-inch rod in my leg from the knee down to
Hey,
my
stop
ankle.
bragging about your 15-inch rod.
Yeah, I literally have one, and I haven't flown since I got it, but I'm sure the TSA is going to find out real fast. I got a 15-inch rod.
Hey,
Uh,
Mr. Sills, is that a rod
Not
in your
bragging,
pocket?
but yeah, I got a 15-inch rod.
So it's what somebody crashed into you when you were like trying to break up a fight? Like
I
what
don't-
happened?
no. A player reversed in the zone with the puck, full speed, tore my leg in half with the stick.
Oh,
The skate just kind of locked to the ice, and he got me, and he was not going to stop going, and my leg was right there, and it just went with it, went
oh,
Z
that's
right in half,
crazy.
man.
So yeah, like
So
to
Chet,
go from like DJing where there's always, I mean, I know
I
in
was
my
I was
career
on a
I've
walker
had
last summer. I did a couple weddings on a walker. I kid you not. I had to
really.
sit on a bar stool to work. My team had to help me out of the truck and in the truck. I mean, like literally, like pick me up and put me in there. It was, yeah, it was challenging. It
That's
was
crazy. I
tough.
thought I
So
was bad coming in with my
on the
crutches.
crutches, and I was on crutches for like 5 months, man. I mean, it was bad. So
Yeah,
I'm very
see,
happy. I'm back skating and reffing, and I feel good. I wake up with a cramp once in a while in that foot, and I have to go stand on it like I did this morning. It happens every now and then, but no, basically I'm pretty much 100% normal now. Not that I ever was, but
hey, you know what they
almost.
say? Hey, some mornings I wake up grumpy. Other mornings I let her sleep in.
Yeah, there you go. I like that.
Robert, Robert, do not repeat that to your wife because you will die. I'm just
Yeah,
gonna let you know.
you will get a smack
She
on the
gonna
back of
say
the forehead.
"Bitchin' jugule," and then you better just run. Anyway,
Right.
so but I was just saying, like going from DJing and then in the nightclub, you get stuff thrown at your head all the time by accident or on purpose, whichever, and then
Well,
going to step into the ice rink is just crazy.
I've always felt really lucky. I mean, it's sporting entertainment. It's making people happy, making people miserable as a referee, but I played hockey. But, and now I'm non-essential. Non-essential, can't work, I mean, it's crazy. Times are just crazy. But I've always loved what I've done, and I've been reffing for about 8 years. It was a nice move for me from playing hockey as I transition. I'm a little bit older. I'm still playing, and not like I used to, obviously, but I'm roughing the high level. I could still skate with the boys and have some fun out there. And, I understand the game. So, roughing's been very good to me. And I've got a lot of great friends along the way. And, I've got personality. So I will talk to players. I'll talk to parents. I'll talk to coaches. And, that's half the battle. So, we're all out there having fun.
Sorry, Robert's making me laugh because he
Robert,
knows that's
Robert's
definitely
wife already gave him a slap on the back of the forehead.
that yeah, if he gonna catch a rice paddle to the back of the head, that's when you know you messing up.
Back of the forehead is right back here. Boom.
So one of the things that I would, literally like to tell the guys, like, if possible, it's going to be more and more and more and more important to do that branding thing. And I think the key element, like, I've learned a lot from following the branding and marketing people as opposed to following other DJs. I mean, it's funny, so many of us follow, like, okay, what's the hot songs coming out? What's the new controllers coming out? Like, what's the new needles coming out? Like, we follow all of the tech and everything to do with our business, but we're not up on the marketing side of this. We're not up on the business side of this, which was why, again, I keep bringing up his episode. But Vince's episode was great because he's a fantastic business person. So, guys, like, if you're in a situation right now where the club side's hurting you, then maybe use this opportunity to brush up on your business game. Maybe use this opportunity to brush up on your branding game. The big name DJs, quote unquote, the brand DJs, they're not hurting. Right? Jazzy is playing all the time. He has thousands and thousands of people on the stream. I think the last Jazzy barbecue I watched, if I remember correctly, I can pull it up. I think he had like over 1 million viewers. Yeah, granted, I get it. He's Jazzy Jeff. Like, don't let that be your excuse. He didn't always get to be Jazzy Jeff. He started out just Jeff, and then he made it up to Jazzy Jeff, right?
A lot of
So,
guys are doing the drive-in thing too. That's real popular here in Chicago right now. Is to do like
yeah, that's
sell some
genius,
tickets,
right?
have a drive-in, and you do the music thing. But here, let me throw this out for you out there that want to learn a little bit more about the marketing side of things. There's a guy that I like to follow. He's really good. His name is Ryan Dice. So just Google him. He runs a business that's pretty incredible, and he does a lot of what they call a tripwire. So you could buy something for like $7 or get a $1 demo, but he'll give it to you for 30 days. Go look at it. I mean, take $7. $7 not going to kill you. Okay. If you want to learn more about like the email marketing, or you want to learn more about, social media marketing, he has all these courses he's put together. They're very well done, very well written, and he'll give you some great advice,
Hey,
and
you
you
know
can
what?
get a very minimal price of, like $1 or $7. So, Ryan Dice, check him out.
Robert brings up something that also reminded me of something. Robert says, even Little John is DJing on Twitch. Very interesting cat. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at Jeff's
Toronto's
YouTube
got him. They
page.
were doing a thing that's coming up, and I don't know if that was happening today or tomorrow, but I just saw the email like the last couple of days about that.
So here's what's funny. Jazzy Jeff's YouTube, he only has only 70,000 subscribers. That seems crazy considering who he is. However, on one of his house party shows, he has 223,000 views with 97% likes. 223,000 views maps out to about, depending on the CPM, maps out to about roughly $8,000 for that video.
So let's look at why though. So you're looking at YouTube for Jazzy Jeff. He can't put the videos up there of the mixes. If he could,
it's there.
His numbers would be totally off the chain.
No, this is full ass video and not muted, nothing. Why? Because those guys get away with it. I get you, but what he could, if he was in a position like us where we couldn't just be Jazzy Jeff and sit there and play all of this stuff. He's sponsored by Serato. He's sponsored by Rain, so he has some juice that maybe other cats don't have. But he could have just gone on the channel and done the work. And here's what I mean. The newest cat in the Twitch scene right now, and it is absolutely hilarious. If you haven't seen it, go find it. T-Pain just decided he was going to invade gamers' games. He's not there singing and rapping and producing and doing his T-Pain stuff. He literally is coming on to invade other people's streams. So let's just say
he's doing it in his own voice, or does he do it with the auto tune?
No, he just does it in his regular stuff, right? But
let's just say you're auto tuned.
Let's just say you're pseudo popular guy in your hometown. He just went and just invade other people's Twitches, and then he starts doing banter. He does his own Twitches sometimes. He does this game called We're All In Together, but his streams are hilarious. They're super interesting. He'll do just one-to-one real-time chats with cats. Like, again, I haven't seen anybody come out with brand new DJ courses. I check Teachable. I check Skillshare. I check YouTube. I haven't seen anybody who wasn't already teaching DJ. I haven't seen any of them teaching. There's cats right now who have credits on actually produced records, and you have not made a single video on helping young cats get a record produced. I'll back that up and listen again. I'm trying not to swear so we can keep our non-tag.
So you're hoping people will give back more than they are. You
have this much knowledge in your head, right? You're stressing because you are not making money because the club's closed. And obviously at the level you're in, you're like a $10,000 a month or higher type of DJ. But you have 25 years of putting in work in between this headphone and this headphone. And you have not made a single tutorial on young cats. Here's how you set up your stuff. Here's how you do your Serato library. Here's why Serato is better than Algorithm, is better than Tractor, is better than whatever. Here's why Record Box sucks and this doesn't suck. Or here's why Record Box is good. The same crap that I do about Ecamm, which allows the software manufacturer to then look at me and go, hey, this guy knows what he's doing. Let's bring him internal and put him on the moderation game. Okay, and then have another DJ who watches this show, says, I watched all your tutorials. I watched your DJ live streaming show. I love what you do. Straight up, I don't have the time to make these graphics. Can you do it? Yes. I do the work. I get a Venmo. Fat one. Love you, Brian. A fat one. More than I expected, right? Vince Adams, dog, you're the video editor. I ain't got time to video edit. Can you do this for me? Boom, I get a Venmo, right? So I have probably made like 20, 30 different people's graphics since this started, right? More than I would have made in just nightclubbing, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
put in the, I'm going to say bad words. I don't want to get it. Put in the
Yeah.
work, folks. Put in the work. Okay, I got to bring up one more thing. I'm going to stop soapboxing. First of all, Keisha, this dude, follow this cat. This cat's a pimp. I looked at his channel the last time, and let me pull up again. He got a metric F ton of subscribers. Metric F ton. And he's just a musician putting in work. You put out good content, people are going to be there. Another person I want to bring up that just happened to join our chat. He's not even a DJ, so I just respect him for being here. And that's my homeboy, Philip. Philip's one of the homies around my way. I see him out there. He's a fantastic filmmaker. This guy's a wedding guy, right?
great business.
Phil's industry basically took a giant rubber phallus to the face. So he can't, make any... he can't make any loot basically doing what he's really good at. One of the best in the industry in this town. Philip went to his mom, who makes fantastic Filipino food, and like, yo, mom, I'm going to steal all your recipes. I'm going to put them on YouTube. A little bit ago, like, not he been doing this for 20 years or whatever. Phil just like hit up moms and he started putting in the work, and I'm trying to get his numbers. But if I remember, he recently just crossed like 25,000 subscribers, all blown up since like the pandemic.
And stealing mom's recipes. You're
You know
not
what I
supposed
mean?
to do that.
So if you need to know how to make lumpia or pancit or any of that good Filipino food, check out my boy Philip's channel. You can find it right up here. Is his name. You can follow him. You can find his channel. I test out his recipe. He taught me how to make non-dry chicken in the Instant Pot. And I'm like, here's a dude that I only know as a jokester camera guy, but he figured out how to make non-dry chicken in the Instant Pot. And it works. And it's absolutely good. It's delicious. So I'm just saying, all of you guys are sitting on knowledge. There's some of you cats out there that are house DJs. You are fluent in Spanish because you're born and raised. But you can't get a DJ gig. You know what you can get a gig doing? Teaching Spanish. You know how many dudes and females out there want to learn how to do Spanish? $75 an hour for a personal tutor.
Me.
You know what I'm saying? So if you could take a dude who thinks he got game and teach him how to say, tú eres lindo, yo quiero saber tu nombre, quieres llevarte conmigo para tu mi paraíso. Dame un beso. You buzz, hey, game over. Right? Nihongo no koto ma dekimasen kara, mo honto Nihongo o shiete ni agete kara, mo okane mote mas okane dashtan tabun.
Can we get the translation for
No,
us?
no.
Speaking.
Go take the lesson and learn it.
Okay.
I'm just saying. I'm gonna be a massive BDE.
Okay.
I'm gonna be BDE right now. Stop making mother excuses. Put it out there, fam. Do the work.
Right.
I want to drop the mic, but it's on a boom. Hey, Philip, I love you. Tell your mom to make me some lumpia, though.
There you go.
I say, Philip said, Nani, because that's, I was speaking Japanese. And he said, ke, because he's speaking Spanish. No, for real, I want your mom to make some lumpia. Don't you do it. I don't trust you. I love you, but I don't trust you.
You put it up on YouTube and have her do the cooking.
Hey, so Devin Chambers, see, that's what I mean. Devin understands it. He says, I'm following Keisha and Philip. Yeah, I mean, even if you just watch them to get ideas of how to translate into what you do, Devin, put in that work. Like Scott just started this ref room thing, and I think it's fantastic because there's probably a bunch of cats out there trying to figure out what they're gonna do with their hockey career now that they're done, or their kids are all gone to school, so they don't have league kid games anymore. What are they gonna do? They can volunteer to become a ref. Next thing you know, that's going to turn into coaching, private coaching lessons, or private, hockey lessons, or working with a meal planner. Okay, ref, I know you're in your 50s, but you still got to skate as fast as these kids. Okay, I'm bringing in a nutrition person today to help you with your information, help you sleep better, teach you how to do some stretches, so that way your OG ass can keep up with the young kids on the ice. Boom, different guest, not another ref per se. So for the DJ guys, it's like, hey, how to freaking book a wedding, how to book a good wedding, how to get a higher paying wedding. Boom, that lesson doesn't exist. I know somebody who runs a wedding entertainment company who should be doing YouTube videos on how to book high-end paying weddings. His name rhymes with Odd Ills.
Me?
Me? You know what I'm just saying? Bruh. Sorry, Robert. I'm sorry.
I think we're breaking up because of Skype. I can't know we're not on Skype,
right? Robert's teasing me because I do this. I'm sorry. That's just a thing. I don't even know where I got that mess from.
Like doc clapping.
Yeah.
The doc clap.
I'm just saying, dude, there's so many opportunities, fam. Like Warren Buffett, and I kind of think the dude's a dick. Let's just get this covered. But he said something I picked up when I was like 18, and I've never let it out of my head. When everybody runs left, run right. The opportunity is right. So ever since I've been following that, every time, there's again, I've been streaming forever. I've been streaming since 2009, and it sucked. And I just dabbled at it because it wasn't my thing. I had other things popping at the time. But this time, when the pandemic hit, I was like, I could take all of the knowledge that I learned from my dad and my brother running a video store, selling cameras, selling stereo equipment. My brother's a pretty good musician and graphic artist. Like, he's an amazing graphic artist. Classically trained, right?
Clinically trained.
But you know what my dad always did? My dad's a world-class camera dude, but he always supported the community. He always helped out the young kids. Why the young guys that came into our store loved our store? One, because I'm cool. My brother's kind of a jerk, but they always came in because my dad would take time and teach them, like, here's how you do your lighting. Here's how you get your sound good. Make sure you invest in good cables. Invest in good batteries. Don't be cheap about this. Don't waste your money on that. Do this. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to take all of that knowledge I gained from our family store and see if I can use that to help people, because everybody was asking what kind of camera. And it's like, my brother used to tell people, hey, I can give you my dad's $500,000 camera and I can take this digital 8 and we can both go out to the beach and tell you to shoot, and more people will watch my video. It's not the camera. You got to know how to tell the story. You got to know how to capture the picture. You know what I'm saying? So
that's a big part of marketing. You just made a great point, and I'm going to highlight this because storytelling is so much a part of marketing today. Yes. If you have a story that you can tell, you will hit a home run out of the park. That is one of the most difficult things you can do in marketing, 100%. And one of the most successful 100%. Things you can do as a marketer is to be a storyteller.
And if you could tell industry, a story in your
business and what you do, and even as a DJ, if you could tell the story, that will pay off dividends big time.
In our industry, we have known cats who have afforded to buy everything. Like, they got the best of the best, and they can't keep a dance floor. And you got guys that just only throw crap together on realistics, and they can keep the dance floor, right? So what happens is, having the best equipment doesn't necessarily make or break your thing. It's the ability to tell stories. I want to bring up a couple comments that's just, out there. First of all, Gabriel, I'm going to say it correctly, Gabriel, I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate the comment. And then my boy Casey says, the pandemic that reveals who the leaders are and who can reinvent oneself. Absolutely. You know who my hero is in reinvention? This is going to sound absolutely crazy, but this person has reinvented themselves so many times and has won almost every time. And that was Madonna. Madonna used to reinvent herself like pretty much every 2 years. And she would just knock it out. Shep Pettibone had a lot to do with it. I'm going to give respect where respect is due.
Shep helped get her career going for sure.
Yo.
So did Jelly Bean. You know, Jelly Bean goes back with
Oh, I
Madonna.
forgot about Jelly Bean.
And
I
let's
love
talk
Jelly
about the
Bean.
record Sidewalk Talk that was not Madonna, even though it was Madonna, but it was Jelly Bean's record. I mean, you
Jelly
know,
Bean is
so yeah,
legit. Hey, I
yeah.
got a good question right here. Chill. First of all, love the icon. Love the name. It's pretty dope. What's your advice for finding your own sound?
So as a DJ, finding your own sound, I think that, you know, you need to believe in the music that you're going to play. I think probably one of the best examples of somebody that did this is somebody that we had on the show, and that's Tim Schumer. Tim was, you know, basically getting himself onto a house mix show on B96 at the time, and there were a couple other DJs that were really good house DJs, and Tim decided he would go in a little different direction and went to freestyle music. And he's become the king of freestyle music, and he's very successful in that format. And if anybody thinks about having a freestyle party, Tim is going to be right there on the top of that list just about every time. So, you know, find something that you enjoy, that you're passionate about. If you're not going to be passionate about that, and you're not going to be an expert in that, and you're not going to enjoy it, I wouldn't go in that direction. But, you know, remember, there's different lanes that you can choose. And now there are so many different genres of music out there because everything is so specialized that I don't care if you're dealing in, you know, if we look at house music, we've got jack and house music, we've got the EDM side of house music, we've got deep house music, we've got soulful house music, we've got Afrobeat, we've got new disco. I mean, I could just keep going, and I haven't even touched on what's out there. All you have to do is go to a track source or go to what's the other Beatport, and you can look at all the genres of music and how specific they are. And if you go out and you start working events, let's say you go work a wedding reception, you're going to really find out how segregated a market is, because people only want to hear the little bit of genre that they care about, and they don't like what everybody else does. So there's a genre you can pick and become the best at that genre. And, you know, get in your lane doesn't mean you can't vary, but, you know, we've seen, and this is a big knock because we're all Chicago house music DJs, but we've seen the guys that came in trance and got really big. I don't want to mention any names. I don't want to, you know, blow up anybody's ego here, but, you know, they got really big, say at trance or, you know, then they moved into EDM. And as each of these musics has evolved and gotten blown up and went away, we find them back in the house music industry, okay? Which you're not a house DJ, you were a trance DJ, but you know, everything always ends up coming back to the house genre, and that's Chicago. So that's something that, you know, pet peeve with a lot of the DJs here, they don't like, but you know, get in your lane, keep that music, make it the best you can, you know? But you know, again, you have to be able to adjust to survive. And that's what some of these people have done. And they've done a very good job of it because they're still in the industry and they're still making noise. So, you know, kudos to them. But, you know, that's how I would say go in and, you know, pick what you want to be really good at.
Okay, let me get some comments. First of all, my brother June says, do things with a purpose. 100% true. Now, I really, really, really like this comment from James just because he's being smart aleck, who says Shep. James taught me Shep, so yeah, I'm going to give him credit for that. Gabriel, he says, not as a DJ, but how do you find your voice as a video streamer? Honestly, this is two things.
And I just went through that whole rant without even being on point here. I thought he wanted it for the music industry. I'm sorry.
No. This is different comment. Okay. There's so you were correct. You were answering chill. So yeah,
I'll let you do the spiel on this. You go for it.
You were answering chill, and you 100% knocked it out of the park. That's the answer. And actually, Gabriel, it's not that much different than what Scott said. It's very much on you. But I would tell you, I think one of the keys, one of the best ways to practice, a lot of people don't think about this. Do your streams on your YouTube and your Facebook like once a week. Do that as much as possible. Take this little guy right here and do IG lives every day for a couple of minutes a day. Hey, this is my wake up speak. I'm just out here. Like, I know, hey, I might sound funny, but I got to put in work. I could not be a good golfer if I didn't hit the range a couple hours a day, right? Nobody wants to admit it, but so many cats sit at home with their turntables and play by themselves for hours. My friend Ben, Mixmaster B, he used to be in the house 24/7 mixes. He was a good club DJ, but Ben was always at home mixing, and we'd be trying to play Madden or drink or go hang out. And Ben's like, nah, I'm gonna stay here. I gotta work on these mixes. So the cats that put in the work and practice their mixing, they become better. So Gabrielle, if it's just about finding your voice as a streamer, a lot of it has to do with you just gotta put in the time. And even if you take and make an Instagram account that nobody can see, but you just actually do it and watch your own recordings, you'll start to get your flow. You start to find your lane, right? My lane is simple.
Look at any of the YouTube video guys out there that are really successful. And you can go back a couple years and look at their YouTube videos from when they started and to where they are now, how their sets have evolved, how the backgrounds have evolved, how the content and the video editing and everything that they started doing. Matter of fact, you're a DJ. Go look at DJ Bar. DJ Bar is really well known in our industry as a as a YouTube artist. And if you go watch some of his early videos and watch how he evolved to become so good at his craft, and now he's got tens of thousands of followers, and he's really good at it and in high demand. But that's a guy you could go look at as an example of how he took it from point A and got to where he is now.
Yeah.
But again, it's putting time in it and being consistent. You've got to do this. Like when we started doing these shows, it's like, no, we got to do them at least once a week. So we do it once a week. We have a set time so that we have a schedule. We know that we're going to meet up. Now, if we talk during the course of the week, great. We had a nice conversation yesterday. I really enjoyed that, by the way, Doc. I'm not trying to go inside here, but, Doc and I went for like an hour yesterday just having a conversation because we don't always get to talk to each other and hang out. And it was like hanging out yesterday. So I really appreciated it.
Yeah.
And, when we come on here, we're in the mode of we're talking about how to help DJs, how to help with streaming, whatever the case may be. But, put that time in and schedule it. So it's like, it's on my calendar. The time is blocked out. I'm going to do this. And if you did that every day even for a month, you'll see a huge, huge difference in the way you do things, the way things look, how you sound, the way things come off. And, of course, go back and watch your videos. As a DJ, if you do mixes, you go back and you listen to your mixes to see how you got better or what you did well or what could be improved. And it's no difference in the streaming world. I use a lot of the same terms sometimes. I shouldn't do that. And I try to catch myself. But why do I know that? Because I watched the replay for a little while and check it out and see what could we do better. How could
I always got to try to tell myself not to say certain things. And it came up today. I was watching a TubeBuddy stream. And the lady, Marissa Rivera, she was saying, hey, stop ending your streams with, okay, guys, that's it. Like, as soon as you say that, people click away. And I always do that because that's normal speak, right? But you're never supposed to say that. And I guess I'm used to closing the nightclub with my song. So, all right, guys, I'll see you guys next week, blah, blah, blah. I've been doing it for years. But in the streaming game, you don't do that. Now, one thing I like to add to, Gabrielle, that helps me is I've followed a bunch of comedians and I look at them when they're talking on the behind the stuff. So I watch actor behind the scenes and comedian behind the scenes because their craft of public oration is very helpful. If you can get to it, Toastmasters will help you. I used to crush Toastmaster events. I have so many Toastmaster awards, it's not funny. And the last one, take an improv class. There's a bunch of improv classes you can do online, but improv classes helped me with my MC game. So when I do weddings or events or corporate events, my improv class helps. And not improv as in comedy, but a lot of people misconstrue that. I myself used to. Improv is just being able to improvisate on the fly. And so when you run into a situation where someone tripped over the DJ cord and killed the music, as a club MC, club owners used to love me because I could hold the crowd for 5 minutes while they re-F the sound because somebody did something dumb or somebody spilled a drink on an amp and sound guy got to replace the amp. Club owners would just love me. James can back me up because I could literally hold a crowd.
What club were you working in that they were spilling drinks on the app and being down for 5 minutes every night?
Hey, welcome to the islands, player. We didn't have the big crowbar sound systems behind the no. Our stuffs were exposed. This is Hawaii. We're not Chicago.
Nobody knows the difference.
Hey, we're not like that. But having that experience from Toastmasters and improv and stuff like that, being able to hold a crowd, Oh, sorry. My brother sidetracks me all the time, the jerk. He said, make no mistake, we know you're not funny. So being able to hold the crowd while, the set comes back together. We're talking drunk, unruly crowds. And so I guess living through that made it great that when I decided to do live streaming, I have a lot of that built in. And James is bringing up the AC dripping in the club. Because, yes, that's what happens.
Oh,
The
yeah.
AC drips on the amp and then amp. It's like, uh-oh. But the mic amp still works. So I just got to hold all of the gangsters from beating each other up for a while. And I have been known to have rival gangsters in the club in the corner at the night, drinking champagne together, hugging each other, saying that they love you and sorry that we've been fighting for 10 years over something stupid. I actually closed the gap on something like that from being a good MC. It's a thing. So you can do it. Like literally just practice a lot. I stream 3 times a week. I don't care if you guys are tired of my voice. I need to get better. So I'm going to just stream 3 times a week no matter what.
Yeah. Practice makes perfect. Same thing in the DJ world, guys. Just do it.
If only I can get that mic Scott got.
And again, with that, the mic.
That mic,
I need
I
to bring
love,
you
I
on
love it
one
so
day.
much. I just want it.
You were so kind. I might have to send this to Hawaii for a 2-week vacation.
Bruh, that thing is so dope. It's just, that's history right there. You know how much like DNA is in that mic?
Yeah. It might be a lot of COVID in this. There
Oh,
might
you
be
know
some
what?
definitely after 40 years.
Keisha brings up something good. I remember having to improvise a crowd with 1,000 while the power went out. Like improv is the best. And I was going to tell you guys, just look at Keisha. Obviously, someone who's put in work. 150,000 subscribers on YouTube, man. That is nothing. I just barely broke 5,000.
You know how hard it is to get 150 subscribers on YouTube? To get that kind of number is just incredible.
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with good music,
really
being kind of handsome. I guess if I was some handsome guy
I don't
sing,
qualify for that. I got to put my baseball cap on.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, look at the avatar. Look at this swaggy suit right there. All right, player, I see you.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't all look like Idris Elba. Be handsome.
He's got better than Steve Harvey look there.
That's what I'm saying. So honestly, gang, sorry I get passionate. Like you're dealing with a dude with just a lot of passion is built in. But I come from the place of wanting to help everybody do their thing, and like seriously, man, jump in, find something you can do. I mean, partner up with a yoga studio, partner up with some exercise program. Heck, partner up with a senior home, fam. Be like, hey, they need the exercise, so I'm gonna just come and play some music for these folks, and I'm gonna do a Zoom. Can you get like all of your people to come in and just bring everybody to the room and just make yourself feel better? Like get out of your funk for a second. And a lot of times the easiest way to get out of your funk is to help somebody else out. So just hit up somebody, be like, hey, senior home, I'm bored, man. Can I DJ for y'all for like an hour? I'm just gonna play some funny hits and kind of get the old people moving in their chairs or whatever. And then you'll get Stella, you'll get your groove back. And then once you got that, you can figure out what you want to do. And last one, if you got knowledge, man, share your knowledge. Actually, one of my homies just showed up. First of all, I love him to death because we got the same haircut. But Marquise does coaching, man. And coaching is a lucrative business, fam. If you can get yourself out there and figure out what you're doing, there's people that want to know the knowledge that you folks have in your head. Keisha.
Let me inject something here with that. When you mentioned about the coaching and knowledge, this is really important, guys. Don't be afraid to invest in yourself. Get yourself a mentor, get yourself a coach. Yes, they are expensive. Yes, they will charge you. But in order to find the path, if you have not been down that path or somebody close to you has been in the path where you want to go, find somebody that's gotten there. They will teach you how to get there, what to look for, what to do, what the right track is, what the wrong track is, where to put your money in, where not to put your money in. They will help you because they know how to do it. And yes, you will end up paying for that, but it is well worth it. I mean, Hot Mix has been very successful over the years, but, I hire a marketing person to help. I hire a graphic designer to help. I hire good people that can get me to where I want to go. But don't be afraid to invest in yourself. And that may mean getting a coach or a mentor. And I know that, you don't hear enough people talking about some of that stuff. I mean, it's very popular, but if you don't have somebody that's guiding you, that's taking you down the path, maybe you've got a friend that's a DJ, and maybe, he's working at a club, or maybe he's doing a couple mobiles, and you see how he's doing it. You're like, oh, I could possibly go that route or do something. But if you want to get to that next level and you want to move up that food chain, there is a way to get there. And, you can
Most
reach out
definitely.
to somebody, and, sure, some people will help you. They'll give you some tips. You can tune in, and we're going to tell you. But if you really want somebody to take you by the hand and take you down that path, it's a professional that you're going to need to get you there. I'm not
You
saying
know
you
what
can't
you
get
just
there on
made me
your own,
think of,
but
Scott?
if you want to get there a lot faster, what's that?
So you know what you just made me think of? And
What?
literally, it just light bulbed in my head right now. Um, a lot of people, and Gabrielle actually brought the question up earlier, like, how do you find your voice or whatever? A lot of it has to do with mic presence, or, they say mic technique is what we actually call it, but mic presence and all of that. I'm like, all of us just do it because we've been doing it so long. We forgot that we were actually taught it at some point. So, like, um, yeah, I could do a mic presence video just by, okay, Scott, I want you to send me your, like 30 seconds to 1 minute video about something you do for mic presence. And then I'll hit up my boy James Coles, who's there. He has a fantastic mic voice. James, send me a clip about your mic presence, and just pick a couple people, and I can stick all of those together and make a YouTube video. Like, here's good mic presence, and Lee Michaels. Whoo, that voice right there. Him and
There.
E Smooth, yo, him
These
and E
guys, let
Smooth
me tell you,
can
the
melt you.
program directors, they know in 5 seconds what the talent is and what you have. They don't need more than like 15 seconds of anything to know whether you have it or not. And, we used to laugh. When I was at the radio station, when I was at GCI, our program director there, used to be in the 90s, you get a lot of cassette tapes from people wanting to
Yeah,
get into radio. They'd send you
Columbia School of Broadcasting.
a demo, and they'd send it on a cassette. And my boss would go in his drawer. He kept them right in the top drawer. Everybody went in here. They got out of the box. They got into the drawer. You were doing well if you got in the drawer. But he literally turned around. He dropped that tape in his tape machine, in his cassette deck, and he pressed play. And somebody would go, 1075 WGCI. And at that point, he could stop the tape, and he knew if you were right for his radio station. That would be like, you got like 5 seconds, maybe not even 5, but you got like 5 seconds to sell him on, do you make it from that box into the drawer that he might actually like listen to a little more of the content to see if you're right. But they know, I mean, the minute you say the call letters of the radio station, these guys, they're like, oh, no, that's right, or that's not right for me. And it's that quick, guys.
I'll tell
I
you
mean,
something I never do. And I don't, you know what? I'm going to put this on James because I believe he's the person that told me, but it may or may not have been James Coles. But I remember when I first started in radio, that I swear, I think it was James. James, correct me if I'm wrong. He said, don't go in and do the radio DJ voice. And I was like, why? That's what they teach you in broadcasting school. He goes, yeah, all of the people that went to Columbia School of Broadcasting, they never get hired. Don't do that.
Right.
And I was like, why? He goes, because
you want to talk like this. This
you're
is
going
not
to
how
be
you
good
speak.
on the days that you're good. But the day that your dog dies, or your girlfriend breaks up with you, or you just got finished yelling at somebody in traffic, you're not going to be able to do your show because you're not going to be able to pull out that fake voice. So always do your authentic voice. Now, you can have hype. You could be like, yo, fam, today is the day we're going to get in there. Make sure you come and check us out at WDJ's live streaming. I'm with my boy Scott Smoking Silz. You can do energy, but don't be like, hey, I'm Doc Rock coming to you from Honolulu, Hawaii. Don't do that.
It's Doc Rock from Honolulu, Hawaii.
It doesn't work. That is not you. And you cannot do that when you're pissed. You cannot do that when you're sick. You cannot do that when you just straight up had a bad day. You cannot do that when you have a hangover, which we have a lot. Yeah, so I remember, like, don't do that.
A lot more during the pandemic anyway.
Holla back, youngin'. So I remember that. And again, like, I probably one of the best lessons I ever learned was like just go in and be you, but don't do the the voice. And so the reason why I bring this up, if you follow any creators, right? Creators all want to copy creators that made it. One of the most popular creators right now and for the last 3 years has been Peter Mckenna. Okay, Peter's a photographer guy, but Peter went from 0 followers June, I'm going to slap you. It went from 0 followers. I think he just broke 5 million followers in like a 3.5 year time period, which is incredible. But Peter starts every video with, "What's up, everybody?" And so I watch other guys doing that do the "What's up?" And I'm like, everybody knows that's Peter, player. Don't do that. Don't do the "What's up, everybody." Like, just don't. And like, I'm trying to get my own self off of my Missy Elliott, "Aloha, internet people, holla." I got to stop doing that. But
the thing is, you have to be yourself. You have to be relatable. You have to be personal. That's where people succeed. If you're in radio or TV, people don't watch the Ellen show because Ellen sounds great. They watch her because they like her. She's likable.
Her voice is kind of irritating, but
yeah. But she comes from a comedic background, so she can talk. She can carry the room. She has the presence. It just works. I mean, but there's a likability to it. Those are the people that are going to be the most successful. And it's having a conversation. I mean, Doc and I are not going back and forth. "Hey, Doc, how are you?" We're having a conversation. We're two guys talking to you, and, we give you some helpful tips.
Yeah.
But that's, it's just be relatable, people. Be yourself. It helps if you have, a nice smile and you can be upbeat about things. That's great. It's not for everybody. It's not. I mean,
you know what I get? I get irritated at the excuse that, the reason why this person got so many followers is because they're good looking. Good looking only goes so far. I'm just telling you. One of the most popular
content is king. Content is king. Make no mistake about it. Anybody.
Hey, one of the biggest shows on TV used to be Larry King, and that's an ugly mofo for shizzo. And I'm going to go ahead and say it, even though Chicago people are going to be mad at me. Oprah's not the hottest female in the game, but she's damn sure the biggest.
She's likable, man. People liked her.
Exactly.
She was likable from day one.
She reminded you of a family member, So, like, everybody can be like, I got a family member that's kind of like Oprah. Like, everybody has that one auntie that's a little over the top, very giving, always, feeding everybody and making people laugh or whatever. And then so, yeah, like, just, I don't know, man. Like literally take all your excuses and then stand on the opposite side of your excuse and argue against your excuse as if you were another person, right? I'll just pick a subject matter, just one that won't cause any fights. When PlayStation and Xbox were coming out, right, and there was a sort of a fight between PlayStation and Xbox, if I wanted to stand the ground of Xbox, like just say, and I wanted to be an Xbox product manager, and I wanted to make sure that everybody picked Xbox over PlayStation, the absolute best thing I could do is learn every single thing in the planet about the PlayStation so that I could argue against it with knowledge, not passion, not hate, not talking points, right? So if I want to be a freaking full-fledged vegan, I need to understand everything there is to know about being a carnivore so that I can, you know what I'm saying? And most people don't do that. They pick a passion side.
I can help you with the red meat, yes.
You know what I'm saying? They pick a passion side and then they own it. They don't actually know enough stuff about the stuff that they're, going against or complaining. So do that with your excuses. When you have an excuse that says, I don't have the right camera, I don't have the right mic, you stand on the other side and go, you paid $1,200 for an iPhone with a world-class award-winning camera and a world-class shitty mic, but do it anyway. So Gabrielle, know thy enemy, right? And Frank, hey, first of all, Frank, props on the haircut. I love all of the guys that have inside hair. Just stand on the opposite side of your argument. The cartoon? Remember the cartoon? There was like the one Bugs Bunny here and the one Bugs Bunny here, and this is the angel, this is the devil. They always did that. Play your own argument against yourself and find a way to step out of that damn excuse. Because as we say in the military, the maximum effective range of an excuse is 0.2 feet.
There you have it.
That's it.
Are you ending on that note?
Yes, that's mic drop. I can't drop the mic. It's on a boom. Hey, did you notice I
Boom.
got my squishy though? Look, so I can control
Yeah.
those plosives.
Which mic are you on today? Are you on your
I'm on
pod?
my pod mic, but
Your pod mic.
I bought the windshield so I can
Oh, you
control
got the
those
real
plosives,
windshield. For
and
that.
I
I have,
like it.
I have windshield on. Well, this one comes with the windshield, but
Yeah,
believe it or
yeah.
not, this screws off. So that's the only thing that's been replaced on this mic in 40 years is the windscreen. But even I got the Blue Yeti sitting over here, and I've got I had the pop screen, but I actually have the foam windscreen on there. I always liked them. Every time I did production at the radio station, I always had a windscreen on the mics. I like it. It eliminates some of the pops and the.
I didn't know. That the trucking couple guy was also DJ Center. Shut up. I do watch the trucking videos out of pure voyeurism because my dad was a truck driver. My grandpa was a truck driver. So my real dad, that is, was a truck driver. My grandpa was a truck driver. So I've always thought it was a dope thing to just drive around the country. But then I don't want to have sore butt because you just bounce around like all day while you're driving around. But I've seen modern cabs now, bro. They're like hotels, man. It's pretty
Those are
crazy.
hotel rooms.
Yeah,
They
it's
have
nuts.
TVs.
The tech and the
They
gear
have
in
all
there.
the facility. They have refrigerators. They have accommodations.
So if you're bored one day or you're just interested, like me, I'm just a curious cat. Yo, check out Frank when he's streaming from the truck. Like, I'm like, come on,
Nice.
son. You guys are making an excuse about your streaming and your connection and your
We got a
equipment.
guy that's a
Yo,
house head that's on
that
Facebook that trucks all over the country. He puts up videos, but
yeah.
he just music videos up. I wish he would actually stream from the truck. He doesn't do that enough. That
Frank
would be
says
very
he has
cool.
a shower.
But with
Frank,
all the engagement,
do not stream
yeah,
from the shower, player. Do not
no.
stream from the shower. But yo, I'm
Only
just
from the
tripped out.
neck
Like
up.
he straight up can do streams on the road, bruh. It's so crazy. It's so crazy. I think, like, again, when every time someone tells me, well, the reason why I can't do so and so and so is because of this, I tend to go to YouTube and just try to find someone who's doing it even when they can't. Like I don't know. I just don't get it. I really don't get it. Like there's
I
so
didn't
much
think really
education
had
opportunity
videos
out
on
there.
YouTube and still watched them because they had the right content. The
Yeah.
content, again, as a content is king. It's so true. If
I
it's
watch
something that's
tons of YouTube stuff not to do with my industry or anything to do with me, just because it helps you understand YouTube better. Like I watch all kinds of things, just out of pure curiosity, but it also helps you become well rounded. Like you can just learn some stuff. So again, first of all, go out there and just find some people to follow. Do find yourself a lane. Stick to your lane. Niche it down. I'm never going to niche it down. I can make videos about anything. I'm cool with that. As soon as I started niching it down to basically live streaming and video creation, my channel blew up. It's crazy. I thought I could buck the system. I actually thought I could buck YouTube, and I'm going to make videos about tea and about Japan and about sake and about wine and about all that stuff I'm into. And now it's just about video creation and live streaming, and the channel freaking exploded.
Yeah.
It's incredible. So, first of all, props to cats like Frank helping out all the truckers out there. Because whether you guys know it or not, nothing in this room right here, not a single stitch of this would exist if it wasn't for people like Frank. You know what I'm saying? You just ordered some crap from Amazon today, and without people like Frank, you wouldn't get it. Your food, your toilet paper, your everything come from truckers, and they do not get the respect they deserve, and nor do the teachers.
And they had a tough time during the early part of the pandemic with no restaurant, no place to stop, man. I mean, those guys and gals toughed it out. So thank them for that. We appreciate it.
Yeah. And so just keep doing what you do. Follow the people that you see on the stream. All of the guys that showed up today, man, these are actually talented cats that put in work, and, maybe you're not, a handsome singer from Africa, but look at Keisha and see what you can pick up. You know what I'm saying? That dude puts in work, and it gave me the respect of coming to my channel and seeing something that I did and go, yo, I like that. I'm gonna follow you, and took the time to comment and ask me a question, and I commented back, and I'm like, yo, this dude is on point. He's one of my biggest subscribers. subscribers with the biggest following. So you be out there, you be surprised, and you put it in. And again, big ups to probably my subscriber of the month is probably Charles here. Charles comes to everything, comes to every video, leaves the comments. You know what? If you want to blow up as a DJ or as a streamer, you go to all of the other shows too, and you show your respects, and you engage, and you comment. Be like Robert. Robert here is every week. We have not done a show without a wise ass comment from Robert. Not once.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. Seriously. Yeah, he's been very loyal.
Thank you. And Frank, man, I appreciate you being here. Casey, I know you busy, so I appreciate you being here. And yeah, like it's a big story. I mean, like, fam, just do it. You got the story to tell, man. Just share it and be you. And I can't wait to get back to what we normally do. It was weird not having a guest today, but I appreciate it. It's just us. We get to just hang out and help folks today.
Next week, Max Myrick will join us. Max was the program director at V103 in Chicago, which is now, it was back then it was V103. It used to be WBMX, which was Lee Michaels' station, even before that, where house music was born. And Max was the program director there. He was program director at XM Radio, which is now Sirius XM, but he was at XM. And he's out in Washington right now, and he's a great guy. So I'm really looking forward to catching up with him. And we're going to let him share some advice for you guys next week. And we're going to talk about the future of radio and broadcasting and streaming and all that good stuff, and how to help you guys move forward in your careers if that's the path you're choosing.
Hey, I just want to say one last thing, Frank. We have a lot in common, brother, besides the handsomeness and the haircut. I used to distribute pharmaceuticals too. Joking. Joking. I couldn't pass that joke up. Anyway, that's funny. I appreciate you guys so much.
New York, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, direct from New York City.
I appreciate you guys so much. You guys are absolutely the best. And Scott, hey, thanks for coming through today. And yeah, man, this is the time, people, man. I don't know why, but this last week and a half, I have been on fire. And I just want to keep it going. So that's why I'm trying to share it with you guys. Sorry if I'm hyped,
Yeah, I'm happy for you.
I just got a random call out of the blue that Twitch is a big Mac show. Charles knows because he comes from that community. And they were like, hey, we're down to host, and you know Apple stuff. I see your YouTube videos. You want to come and be on the show? And I was like, huh? All right, cool. I mean, that's a show that always has like 250,000 downloads a week or whatever. You know what I mean? So you never know. You just keep putting it out there and keep putting the work. You never know who's going to call you up and say, hey, jump on, and then that could be your break. So be ready. This is why you practice. You never know when you're going to get a call up from the majors.
That's right.
To the majors. I can't even speak.
Wearing this called being prepared. And you gotta be prepared when you get that call, and you got to deliver once you get that call. So,
last one, Robert said, "What cameras are we both on?" It's Master Cam. I know what you meant. I know I'm on an A6400. Scott is on a very close brethren of the same, if not the same. Right?
Which one am I on? Which one am I on today?
You're on a 6300, right?
I'm on an A6100 with the Sigma.
Yeah,
I got both. I have two. I ended up switching. I got the 6100, and the reason I did that, it's got a little faster autofocus. Yeah. And
the 6100 is a little brother to the 6400, so it's basically exactly the same camera, pretty much. I mean,
without the picture. What do they call them?
It's nothing that has to do with live streaming. For live streaming, they're exactly the same camera.
Yes.
So yeah, there you go.
So yeah,
anyway,
mine is sitting
next week, man.
Touching the lens as we speak. That is my hand on the lens. Yeah. So they're really close, and you get that nice. You see how the closer I get. Watch this. Watch how it blurs. The more look at the Scott Smoking Silz. You can't not this one here, the one back, the street side. But if I come back and I get out of the way, then all of a sudden everything you can even see James Brown back there. See James?
Yes, we see James. James looks like Jobu. Yeah. I have manual focus, so that kind of tricks doesn't work for me because I'm manually focused because I'm weird like that.
Oh, no. I let the auto. That's what I'm paying for. The autofocus. Look at how great it looks. Look, you can't read anything over on the side, right? If
I use autofocus, Appa will come downstairs and slap me.
Over there, you can't see anything. It's all blurred out.
Yeah,
If I
that's
move,
it's just I'm in 2.8. Yeah, but oh, dude, yeah, my pops would be, what the heck are you doing autofocus? You rookie, put that joint in manual like I
yeah,
taught you.
yeah.
Anyway, I'm out of here. I gotta go. You guys are killing me. It's
Right.
time to eat.
Well, let Frankie say, but come here, Frankie. Frankie's here.
I'm gonna go to
She
my
was up.
brother's house and harass him because he harassed me this whole show, little jerk.
You know it's time to go when Frankie shows up, right?
Yep.
Because she's
Hey,
like, I want to go for a walk, Dad.
nice. Me and Frankie
So
kind of got the same look.
yeah, look at that. See, you just see the whiskers. You got to get in a little more. Come here,
Hey,
Frankie.
hey, thank you,
There
Phil,
you go.
man. I appreciate you being here.
Show,
And
show the whiskers. All right.
good work on the channel, Phil. Appreciate you, brother. Aloha.
Thanks, everybody. Appreciate you joining us today. Again, we'll see you next week. For you, Doc, congratulations on the Ecamm thing and on the other thing and all that good stuff. So I will catch up with you this week. And next time I talk to you is what, October 1st? Is that right?
Is that next
So
Wednesday?
we will have the beta, won't we? Is that right?
Yeah.
I got to look at my calendar.
Oh,
could
yeah.
be off.
It's October 1st.
I could be off. I'm checking. And October 1st because it's
Oh,
Thursday.
dude, my
Yeah.
brother is so smart. He's correct. Hey, if my dad had his way, he would have a cameraman operating the camera. Yes, he would actually be here right now, walking around the studio, going in, going out, tweaking stuff. Yeah, that's correct.
3-camera shoot, a 3-camera shoot.
Yo, I'm
So we
lucky,
got one more Wednesday before we get this beta. Okay, I mean you've got it, but I don't have it yet, and I want that thing. So
Oh, you'll have
one
it
more
Wednesday.
Wednesday. No, it's the 30th on Wednesday. That's what I was looking at. I was thinking
the first is on
so
Thursday.
It comes on Thursday. But that means I'll have a week to play with it. So in October, the first week we'll be rocking and rolling with it. But you're on it. You're the privileged one. You've got it.
I put in the work.
And it actually
That's
worked
why.
pretty well. We're on it today, right?
Yeah,
So
100%
it worked.
flawless. This was great.
Yeah.
And we didn't have our annual Spectrum decide to screw us up fight because I think it uses a little less resources. So it looks good.
Yeah.
Anyway, I appreciate
Yeah,
you
I
guys.
can't-
We'll see you next week, man.
By the way, do you have the green room feature on there? Do you have the guest ability, like the green room where you can
Yeah, you're
bring
in the
guests
green
in
room.
and bring them into the show
Look,
with the link?
Let me take off the overlay. Yeah, I could do stuff like that. Oh, I zoomed you out. Let me put you back. So yeah, I can go like that, and then take this, zoom this back off. So I can go like this, and we can go point counterpoint, or I could put you on the
that's
left,
cool.
and
Yep.
then I could change my mind and go, nah, let me put you on this side. You know what I mean? And then
Yep.
yeah, I can
Nice.
just take you out. Like it's cool. Like,
What speed internet are you on, by the way?
I have
What do you have?
300 by 50.
Okay.
Keisha, are you in the Ecamm beta group? So make sure you join the Ecamm live community on Facebook. And then once you're there, request to join the beta group. And then you will get let in by the moderator.
That's you.
And
Right.
then we got you covered. So as soon as it releases on
So
October
are you
1st,
the
you'll be good to
beta
go.
moderator? Is Frank the
Regular.
overall channel moderator?
Yeah, so Frank handles the regular. Frank and Bradley handle the regular side. And it's good, though, because,
So
I
they're
only...
not involved in the beta side. So you're on the B for beta side. That's
B
why
for
you got the
beta
B
side.
on your hat?
No, Red Sox Nation player. Come on. You know
Okay.
how
All
we
right.
do.
Just
I know you
Well, I
got the
think-
wrong
I think
color
the
socks where you live.
even though we've had a tough 5 games and Cubs, I think we're heading in the right direction. All right.
Yes, it's really cool though, because it's nice to be able to get in. Just like I only have to deal with 2,400 people, they got to deal with 11,000 people. And I ain't trying to play that yet, so it's good. All right, I gotta go.
Cheers,
Peace out.
everybody. We'll see you next week. Have a good week, Doc. Bye, everybody. We'll see you next Wednesday. There you go, Big Poppy. Poppy, is that what you almost got the B in the right spot? You just got to get it up so the B's align. Make the B's align. Bring
Dude,
it down. Very
that's my
nice.
Halloween costume. Every year I go as Big Puppy.
There you go. All right, guys. Have a great week. We'll see you next week at 2 p.m. Chicago time. Peace out.
Aloha. He was trying to say 9 a.m. Hawaii